Sorry. Hi. So, yes. Okay, I'm trying to have a snack and vlog. Stop. So, I didn't really vlog yesterday. The kids did it all. And in short, there's a lot going on with me. And I'll try to explain some of those things. You know, it's just, as you know, I work for a company that has 2 stores. And in February, I'm sorry, I'm just panning down. And in February, well, actually in January, they had asked if I would help out at the second store. Because I am training catering, and we do catering, and they were short-handed somebody. And, you know, I said, sure, no problem, you know, and so I work part-time, but between the 2 stores, I was getting full-time hours. I was pushing 38, 39, 40 hours a week. Something like that. And I worked for about a month up there, and they found a part-time caterer to come and work. But the full-time catering manager quit, so they didn't even ask. They kept me on. So it wasn't really a big deal. I really didn't mind. However, as many of you know, I don't know if I talked about it too much, Kelsey got kicked out of her after-school program somewhere during that time frame. And so basically our circumstances changed, but I went ahead still and I helped out as much as I could because, you know, basically, I don't know, but, you know, the way their hours are set up, it's not like where hours are set up for the store I work at, where I can come in and out, you know, with hours that work for me and my schedule. Up there, I had 2 options, and with those 2 options, it was either I had to pay someone to drop off and pick my kids up from school and watch them for like an hour or so, or I had to pay them to pick the kids up from school and then watch them until 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. So essentially, half of my pay from when I'm working at that store is going to paying a sitter. And that's not counting anything that they're already taking out in taxes. And I think, honestly, just working full-time for 8 weeks straight, it's starting to mess with me and mess with my body. Well, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I show up for work every day. I do my job. I do it well. And the other store really wanted to keep me. And I know they did. But things there are not feasible to, you know, with me. They just don't work. It doesn't work. So there's been a bit of a drama going on between the 2 stores. As my store tried to fight to have me back, and that store was fighting to keep me. And then last Thursday, the store manager from the second store ripped up the schedule because my manager says she couldn't have me. Well, both the stores and the corporate office had a meeting on Monday, and this is a weekly meeting. They all have a weekly meeting. Anyway, so they have their meeting on Monday, and she is complaining that they need help and they don't have a caterer, you know, and all this other stuff. So basically, the director of operations says that I have to go up no matter what. Fast forward to today. Okay. Talked to my store manager. I like him. He's a nice guy. And he, you know, he's like, what days can you not work? You know, I know the kids have spring break the week of Passover and Easter. So what days can you not work? And I told him, you know, I need off the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th. I have the rest of the week worked out so that I don't have to pay a sitter. But I really don't want to, you know, There's going to be long days to pay the sitter like the entire amount of what I paid. Does that make any sense to anybody? In any of that? So I tell him, okay, 12:15 I'm pulled into a meeting with the director of operations, my store manager, and the head of HR. And it comes down to them basically telling me that I'm not a team player, I'm not helping meet the needs of the company, and that I need to working on the 10th, and maybe I can have off the 11th and the 12th. Now mind you, I already know I'm working the 9th, the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th. So, guess what? Legally, I get 2 days off anyway because I'll have approached my 40 hours, and my company does not like to do overtime. Okay? Alright? So, once I get to 40 hours, that's it anyway. They don't like you going over, so that's gonna be how that goes. And I need to work it out because they need the help. And you know, I left out of the meeting. I sat down because I was actually doing shopping today, and I was next to my coworker who I adore. She trained me, and she trained me very well. And she just goes, "Please don't quit. Please don't quit. Please don't quit." Because she getting emotional. She saw the look on my face, and I was like, I just have to get out of here. I could feel my tears coming. Like, I knew I was gonna bust out crying. I just knew it. I'm a people pleaser. I do not do well getting yelled at. And when I'm under a lot of stress, I cry. Sorry to say, like, when I was in and out of the hospital last year, and I really haven't talked too much about that, I know, but I have stress-induced anxiety. So when I am stressed out, I'm anxious. It's not a good combination. And I'm like, so she and I go and walk down and outside, and we're outside in the back of the building, and of course I'm hyperventilating and I'm crying, and she's like, you know, I'm just here to support you, and you gotta do what you gotta do. And then we ended up going for a walk, and I calmed down, you know. But I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I have a feeling that tomorrow, I'm scheduled to be there 8 to 6, but I have a feeling that I'm probably going to end up walking out before the end of the day. I can't take it. I refuse to put myself back in the hospital for a company who doesn't give a, they don't care. All they care about is putting money in their pockets. That's exactly what they care about. They don't really care about their employees, because if they did, like, yeah, okay, sure, no problem. And I was even, hold on. So, yeah, that's basically what's going on. And I texted Chris while Kenny was at therapy. That's where we were at today, and I told him everything that was going on, and he's like, yeah, he's like, you need to take care of yourself, because honestly, and I will have to make another video about this, but last year was a really scary time for us. I had 4 hospital visits because I was having chest pain and frequent nausea. I could barely eat anything. They did send me to a cardiologist, and thankfully all was well, but they were just like, you're under too much stress. You're doing more harm to yourself by staying with the job that you have than good, you know. So, we made a really tough decision last year for me to leave my job, ironically around the same time, and I took about a month off, and it's about that time that I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back to work. And I found where I am now, and I've been there about 10 months. But I think it's about time to say goodbye to that. It's just tough. On the one hand, I don't want to, but on the other hand, that I know for myself that I need to. I just do, you know, so. And that's where we're at to take people. That's where we're at, and I will let you know what happens tomorrow. Well, you'll see this tomorrow, so you'll actually know, like, Saturday what goes down.
So I am going to show you what she said about it, about our brother Oh. Who's basically
not around.
who threw a
Red Barian.
that was a pool toy, and we had no idea why he threw it up there. But I'll just show you so you can see it. So I don't know if you can. Oh, dear. You guys can't see that red thing. I'm not be able to see it, but there's like the bump there. That's what it is. And then, oh my gosh, you guys! I'm so sorry. It's really close. Oh, gee. I'm trying. Can you see me? Like, literally. No, you guys can't. There's Mom. There's me. Oh my gosh, you guys kidding.
Can I explain to them what it is? Can I explain to them what it is? With the thing that...
What are you doing?
We're showing them the thingy that Brian got stuck up there.
You're not getting it.
It's up there. If you see that little
Oh, let me see
circle
that
thing.
camera real
If you
fast.
see that little
Can you see
circle.
that camera?
Stop.
No, I want to zoom in for you.
I already tried it and it didn't work. Oh, really?
Oh, shoot. Well, maybe it will work
So,
for me.
like, if
since,
you see that little
No, Ninja.
bump there.
Its name is the Red Barian, and it's really close to coming down, but we don't know when it will come down. It's just gonna have to work its way down. Oh, that's freaking.
Hey. Hi. Yes, it's me. I can see in the camera. I have a beard and a mustache because I had ice cream. And I really like ice cream. Who doesn't like ice cream? So the crazy thing is,
Kenzie,
so we have this PBS dance at school
leave him
tomorrow.
alone.
And what's crazy about it, in the third quarter,
Excuse me.
What's wrong?